Hello, it is Dr. Askkrystalracquel and I am back again with a video for today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can also send me an email at askkrystalracquel@gmail.com if you have any questions that you would love to see me answer on video. So I have a topic for today. It is very important and I just really had to come on here to speak on this topic. So I guess trigger warning, I should say first, right? So really, please be careful of your children. Be careful of family members that you have that are vulnerable, because I recently found out something that is just so sick and disturbing, and it really makes you emotional just to think about the type of people that are out there. So really be on the lookout. So I know someone who works and hires individuals, interviews them to potentially work in a facility where individuals have either a brain injury or some sort of a mental concerns. And a lot of them are, maybe most of them are actually nonverbal patients. So this individual works to hire people to care for those patients in a home. So recently, this person, I'll say it's a lady, and there's a man. They were working together and they interviewed for this position. They interviewed a man for this particular position, and in passing, they mentioned this person's name. The both of them, they were sitting down together. They said, "Oh, what do you think about this person who we just interviewed?" The man's like, "Yeah, he was okay." And then the young lady who I know said, "Yeah, he was all right." They weren't really sold on him. They were like 50-50 on him. And there was a young lady who was nearby. She wasn't part of the hiring. She said, "Did you say such and such?" She mentioned a person's name. This person's name is uncommon. So the name really caught her attention. And then they said, "Yeah, why?" And then the lady said, "Is he tall, dark-skinned? He has like dyed hair, blonde hair?" They're like, "Yeah, him." And the lady said, "Do not hire that man." And I'm going to tell you why she said that. She said that she has another job to where she works at another location that's outside of the company that this young lady that I know works at. And she works in a different department. She said that man who just came in for a job recently got fired. They work in a different department. So this lady still has her job. She's in a different department, but they ended up firing him along with everyone else that works in his particular department. Once again, the young lady who jumped in to say don't hire him, she works in a different department. She said that he was fired. I'm not going to go into detail because it's so sick. The location where this lady works at, this other company, they work with people who are in crisis. So it's people who have, they're not nonverbal. They can speak. It's people who are in crisis. Maybe they're like on hold because, I'll just give an example. They might have potentially, had thoughts of harming themselves. So now they're on a hold for like 60 days or something like that. So it's temporary and they can speak. There's no issue with that. Come to find out, thank the Lord for one of their patients' moms. Basically, this man, he was sexually abusing the patients. This particular man who was in there for crisis, this man approached him sexually and convinced him to do things. Mind you, this man is vulnerable. He's in a mental state. I mean, I assume that this person, he may be, I'm not gonna get into their sexuality, but he approached him and was like taking advantage of him to do sexual things for him. So this young man, he's in crisis. He calls his mom and tells him what's going on. He was scared. The mom told him, "This is what you do. I need you to record everything and speak to him and get him to put it on tape." That mom was so smart. Come to find out, this man he's actually been, mind you, this is a place where he works with, I think, the male patients. This is a place where he has been strip searching these people, and the job does not require any strip searching. He's been strip searching them, turning them around and taking photos of like their behind, but like open, right? And who knows what they've been doing with it, what he's been doing with it. And so the mom was able to record him. And or the mom got her son to record and him admitting, yep, he was taking photos of him or whatever else. So they ended up closing the whole department where that other lady works. Not her department, but where he worked. They shut that completely down and they got rid of him and everybody who was there. Because I think the mom said she's going to sue and do all these things, as she should. I'm here to tell you there are people who are sick mentally. This man, when he was fired, he went to this other young lady's job, the one that I know, and he applied. This young lady told me that she was explaining him, yeah, our clientele's like this, you know, they're nonverbal. And she said he was like, oh, really? Like, he seemed happy. Can you imagine what he would have done to those patients? Especially they're not being verbal. He had the wherewithal, he had the strength to do it to people who are in crisis, who can verbalize and tell on him. So imagine what he would do. I'm telling you, please, people who are putting their family in nursing homes, people who are I guess giving their kids up for adoption, or people who are trusting their kids with people, trusting their elderly parents with people, trusting their families who have brain concerns and mental health issues. Be very careful out there. There are people who are mentally disturbed. This man, after he did it and was fired, mind you, this is before, well, first of all, he was trying to hurry up and get a new job before that goes on his record. Then the next day, the lady who overheard and was like, wait, don't hire him, and explain the story. The next day, she comes in now, says there's a warrant for his arrest, as there should be. This man was doing that thing that he was going to continue and do it more. He was looking for more healthcare roles to be able to do this to people. There are people who are sick. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter. People look nice on the outside. Be careful. Be vigilant. Do not just be trusting people. There are people who are out there sick, people who you would think, oh, wow, that's so nice. He's a caregiver. She's a caregiver. Well, it could be men or women, but as we know, the majority of people who do this are men. Like, let's not skate over that fact. It is true. I'm not saying all men do this, but I would say that's not really a career that most men are going to say, oh, I want to be a caregiver, right? And in those mental, no, not mental health, in those medical fields, you have to keep in mind, like, a lot of people are not in the mental or the medical field because of they love to care for people. A lot of them are in the field because that's a quick way for them to get money. Some people may not have gone to school or college, or they may not have like some sort of a licensing or a certificate to get a particular job. So they go into that field because that is a job that you're not going to be paid minimum wage. You're able to care for people and you're not going to get minimum wage. So that is why a lot of people go into those fields, like the healthcare, and especially like the jobs that are like, you know, don't require a certificate, right? The people who are caring for the elderly, people with issues, brain concerns, and things like that. I'm here to tell you, like, please, please, please. One, if you're hiring for those positions, be very careful, right? Because if that, thank the Lord, that was definitely from God that lady overheard, because I'm not saying that they were both going to hire him, but it was a possibility. He seemed okay for the role. And obviously he hasn't been charged with anything. This is before that they were able to like get the warrant out. So nothing would have shown when they do that thorough background check that is for the medical field. So please, 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 please. One, if you're hiring in those roles, just be careful. Listen to your spirit about certain people, because you don't know what people do and how they are, right? Be very careful. And you know, that just really disturbed my spirit. So I had to come on here and say it, because that person, how demonic and sick they were just recently looking to get back into that field, knowing that they were just fired for what was going on, knowing they were really happy to be able to, I don't know, he potentially was thinking, okay, these people, based on the job description, they seem like they have an issue, so if they say something about me, nobody's gonna believe them, or they're gonna just think something's wrong with them. So be careful. There are literally people out there that are mentally disturbed. And yeah, I just want to come on to say that, because please just be careful. Yeah, I just really wanted to speak about it, and I had permission from the person to talk about this, because it is just like ridiculous and nuts, right? Somebody's out caring for people. Imagine you trying to do something like that. I say, one, you have to be a sick, disturbed, mentally perverted, deviant person to be trying to hurt people who are incapacitated, people who are unconscious, people who can't speak, people who are vulnerable. You're sick, and I really can't wait for him to be arrested. He might have already been arrested as I'm posting this, but just really be careful out there, because there are some sick people. Just because you are a person who, you know, fears God and cares about other people and wants the best for our society and this world, there are a lot of people here who are like perverted and mentally deranged. So I just came out here to say that, and let me know what you think down below. I'm not somebody who can really discuss these type of topics in depth, but it's just something that really hurt my heart emotionally and also made me really angry. So me personally, I feel like people who do those things, they get what's coming to them. So let me just end it here. Have a wonderful and blessed day, and be careful out there for you, your loved ones, whether it's a child, whether it's an older family member, or somebody who has dementia or a mental issue or brain injury. Just really be careful out there, and make sure you're going in to visit your people, and just so that they know that there's some sort of a presence from family. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.